Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Day's Podcast along with a new video. I want to thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, viewing, watching, and listening. I truly appreciate it. There will be exclusives on Patreon and Spotify. Please bear with me. I have more that I would like to share with you guys that is free. So I want to make sure you guys have as much as possible. And again, I thank you guys so much. Today we are going to talk about Cool Relax by Jon B. If you haven't already, check out Bonafide by Jon B. I have been able to talk about his debut album. But yes, we are going to fast forward a little bit and go into 97, okay? So let's get into it. Cool Relax is the second studio album by American singer Jon B. It was released by Tracy Edmonds' label Yab Yum Records and distributed by Epic Records subsidiary 550 Music on September 16th, 1997. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and this is going to be wild for y'all, not so much for me because I love her down. As far as with this particular artist, who I need to talk about again because I'd already talked about this album. You guys can check out Butterfly, okay? So Butterfly, which came out pretty much a week prior. Check out Butterfly. Go check it out. But yes, I was like, wait a minute, didn't Butterfly come out at this time? And I think Janet was coming out about 3 weeks later in October. Yeah, this was a time, okay? But yes, Cool Relax was the follow-up to his 1995 debut, Bonafide. Jon assumed the role of having more creative control on his second album. On his debut, he was given leeway to write and produce, but Edmonds and her then husband, Babyface, were heavily involved in the making of Bonafide. Jon was confident in the material for his new album, but fought with Edmonds and Babyface over certain songs to keep on the project. No, that happens. I can't say it don't. It actually, it do. You know, there'd be times artists want to release something, and I have been recently receiving very nice comments on my gaming channel. Be sure to check out Gaming Days. That is GAMINGDAES. Okay. Yes, I do have a gaming channel, so be sure to check that out. As far as let's just see here. As far as aside from his work, Jon sought outside production from Tim and Bob, Johnny J, David Foster, and Ali Shaheed Muhammad of A Tribe Called Quest. Okay. Yes. Okay. I didn't even know he was doing all that. Among others, the song that became the first single, Don't Say. Oh wow, that was the first single? Was written by former Boyz II Men and AZ Yet member Mark Nelson. Okay. Oh yes, Philly. Jon overheard Nelson playing the song in the record company's parking lot and asked to record it for his album. The music video for the single featured a then unknown Sanaa Lathan as the female love interest. Oh. See? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised on what be going on. What did I want to do here? I wanted to kind of get into... Let's see. They Don't Know was released as the next single with a music video directed by Christopher Erskine. The song's B-side, Are You Still Down, was also issued despite objections from the record company as it featured vocals from the then deceased Tupac Shakur, who died when Jon started recording the album. Jon received assistance from Shakur's mother, Afeni Shakur, who gave Jon permission to clear his vocals for the song. he would record a sequel to Are You Still Down called Part 2 with the a posthumous the sense of the person not being here anymore but still having relevance within their vocals, if anything, or their instrumentals, by Shakur on his 2004 album Stronger Every Day. Okay, so there was a part 2 to this song, and if I let me see what it read right here, let me read this again. Was also issued despite objections from the record company. So they did not want this song out. Okay. Now I can't say it's completely babyface or his wife or anything like that, but I'm just saying that at the time, most of the people that were working with Jon did not feel as though that song was supposed to be out. But when you have Tupac's mom being like, well, no, wait a minute, he really enjoyed your first album. Okay, released in Gemini season. And he was wanted to be a part of the song, and the song was finished. It just so happened that he had passed away. Okay, so yeah, guys. Let me see here. I wanted to make sure, because, I already told you guys to go and check out Mariah Carey, but there was one thing I also wanted y'all to do too. Yeah, because, let me just see. Bear with me, y'all. Yeah, because I know definitely check out Butterfly, because I definitely talked about that. I talked about that almost a year ago. So yeah, go check that out. And we will be talking about Daydream and EMC Squared and all. Yes, we're talking about all of Mariah Carey. We will get into all of her. Just give me some time, okay? But yes, when Tupac's mom says, no, it's all right, you can have that. You can have that song be out because he would have wanted it out. Yes, period. And it's a good song. The next single was the song I Do What You Say Boo. The song originally appeared on his demo tape prior to recording Bonafide, as did the album track Can We Get Down. The final single was the title track, which had a remix that featured Guru from the hip-hop group Gang Starr. The song was produced by Ali Shaheed Muhammad. It's something when they say that, because isn't that Q-Tip? I don't know if they... No, that's not Q-Tip. That's somebody else. Q-Tip's name is some... sorry, Q-Tip. I didn't mean to misidentify you. I want to make sure I say his name right. It's Kamal. See, I thought Kamal and Ali were... No. His name is Kamal. Get that right. I will get that right. And little do people know, Q-Tip been married since 1990. It's going on 35 years since he's been married, if not that. So, there be people that you may not see in the public as much because they live in their happy life. They ain't got time to be, in the mess that y'all be wanting to entertain. Some of y'all be entertaining it. Like, you know what else is going to happen? Like... Why do you want it to happen to begin with? You wouldn't want it happening to you. Okay? Let's see. Yes. Who Jon sought out due to being a long-time fan of a tribe called Quest. Okay? Yes, he was always a fan of that group, that rap group. Pride and Joy was originally recorded by Toni Braxton for her sophomore album Secrets, but the song never made the final track listing. Jon later recorded the song for himself while giving her the song in the late of night for her album. Okay, so I'm glad that they were close. I'm not gonna hold you. I wouldn't mind hearing that demo for Pride and Joy from Toni though, and that'd be me. Like, I don't mind hearing the final cut of things, but when you can kind of hear the progression of where an artist started and I know it ain't all of our businesses, but when we can get a cute glimpse, like, you know what, they actually let us hear the fact of this and that, it's like, oh, you know, that's really nice. Like, you know, the way things can come together. Yes. So let's see. It did not receive a bad rating too much. However, there is a critic here that said there are a couple of mediocre songs scattered across the album. Jon B's second album, Cool Relax, is a step forward for the urban soul singer. I mean, I'm not really agreeing with it being mediocre songs. Like when I look at this track list, yeah, let me get into the track list for y'all to just because like I said, I don't always agree with other critics and what they be saying, and I'm my own commentator. You know, is that the word? Commentator. Yeah, yeah, my own commentator. Okay, yes, I am. So I don't need other people's opinions. I don't need other people's understanding of what the no. If you feel whatever you feel and do what you do, just know it does not affect me, and it doesn't make me feel like I have to do something to make anyone feel like that has to be something I need happening. Okay, like let's just make that clear. And I'm not getting off topic or nothing. It's just I want people to understand when it comes to things that you're passionate about, and whether it's artists or things that you are doing creatively, like I am, you know, there is a stance that regardless if it's when you're creating or just as a human being, you just have to always have. You just got to always be able to have a grounding for yourself, regardless. And whatever foolishness and whatever that goes on, you know, you got to say to yourself, I'm better than this. I got more that I have going on that I am tackling and getting done. And, you know, a lot of artists that I've been talking about, they end up going the independent route because of just not being fully appreciated, not being fully respected. And of course, you're seeing lawsuits being just thrown left and right in 2025. So it's just, there's a lot going on. But as long as you're staying true to yourself and everything that you're doing, what would you need to be worried about? You know, that's what I believe. But yes, track 1 is Shine, track 2 Bad Girl, track 3 Don't Say, track 4 They Don't Know, track 5 Can't Help It, track 6 Cool Relax. So for me, there's no skips. If you're really listening to the album, there's no skips. I literally can listen from track 1 to track 6 just fine, and there's no skips. Track 7, Are You Still Down, featuring Tupac. So again, they did not want this song out, and you know, it had to really take his mom to be like, no, I'm all right with it. You guys were close, and okay, like no, this was a great song. Still is a great song. Track 8, Pride and Joy. Track 9, I Do What You Say Boo. Track 10, Let Me Know. So Pride and Joy, it's a ballad. It's not too bad. You can definitely tell that it was Babyface influence, and it's not bad at all. As far as I Do What You Say Boo and Let Me Know, with them being back to back, like I love the transition. Again, the jazz and blues and very much mellow. One of the lyrics he says is, "I can take you." I think he says, "I'll take you anywhere to see you smile," something like that. But it's just there's so much that I miss from I guess more or less the 90s. I mean, in the 80s too. I gotta say both, where there was just a lot more to be compassionate about. Track 11, I Ain't Going Out. Track 12, Let's Go Interlude. Track 13, Can We Get Down? Track 14, Love Hurts. Now, the song Love Hurts, I gotta say, is a very great ballad. And a lot of times, I think that people don't realize that, you know, there were a lot of ballads back in the day that got overlooked. But yeah, I wanted to see something. Yeah, love hurts and it don't. Love don't always work. Love ain't all it seems. It feels good, but it stings. Love hurts and it don't. No one thinks to sing those words as much as they used to, because it's straight to the point. It's like, you don't think to feel as though love would hurt you, but it can, because you wouldn't realize how much love you give before you realize you're not receiving as much as you would want to at a time that you would think you deserve it. And so that hurts. It's just that simple, right? But yes, as far as Te Amor, which is track 15, that was to kind of bring more of a serenading, bring the sense of him being more optimistic on love as opposed to the track before. Okay. But as far as at the end of the year, it did not chart anymore as far as in 97, of course, because you have Mariah Carey right before, and then you have Janet right after, so they're kind of running the charts from here. And then you got Whitney by 98, so it's just, listen. But as far as charting wise, he did chart at number 33 on Billboard 200, which is much better. Actually, with him being in the 70s for his debut, for him to be at number 33. Like I said, if you're in the top 40, you're being seen. Doesn't that make sense now? Number 33, it makes sense, because did y'all not love, they don't know, and are you still down? So he's being seen, okay? As far as US top R&B hip hop albums, yes, Billboard, he's number 4. So again, he's being seen. But he did not chart by the end of the year, because of course by 98 you got everybody coming out. You got Brandy and Monica, and yes. So the album did go platinum. And again, yeah, I thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and I'll be back with more.